Good morning. This is the Board of County Commissioners Board Work Session. This is a regular meeting. It is Wednesday, March 29th, 2023. It is 9:19 a.m., a little bit of a late start. We were coming from another meeting. The session is set to go until 10. This is a hybrid meeting. We're at 3000 Pacific Avenue Southeast, room 110. For public virtual attendance, you may follow along on the Thurston County YouTube channel. I'm Carolina Mejia. I'm the chair of the board. To my right is Vice Chair Ty Messer. Commissioner Edwards will be joining us via Zoom here shortly. Also in the boardroom, we have County Manager Romero Chavez. And the topic on today's agenda is the Timberland Regional Library Annual Update. And so I pass it straight to Cheryl.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I always look forward to hear the annual update from the Timberland Regional Library. We have with us this morning the Executive Director, Ms. Cheryl Haywood. So I will just give her the floor and
Thank you.
give it up.
Awesome. Good morning, Commissioners. So thank you for this opportunity to share with you the highlights of 2022, as well as some of the initiatives that we are working on this year. As you know, Timberland Regional Library was voted by the people for the people in 1968 to form a junior taxing district, to self-tax, to create a public library system across Thurston, Mason, Grays Harbor, Pacific, and did I miss one? Lewis counties, thank you. Before I begin, I would like to say thank you on behalf of the Timberland Regional Library Board of Trustees for your appointment of Trustee Mary Beth Harrington and Trustee Nicolette Oliver. With me today on the screen is Linda McKinney from Tenino, Holly Paxson, who oversees the Lacey and Hawks Prairie Timberland Libraries, Carrie Martin, who oversees the West Olympia and Olympia Libraries, and Erica McCaleb, who is the library manager at Yelm. So here is a copy. You have a copy in your packet. I consider us fun government, transparent government, because what you see are the staff and the resources and the facilities. And so these are the highlights of 2022. For those of people listening, the annual report is available at trl.org. And just like in previous years prior to 2022, throughout 2022, Timberland continued to innovate and adapt to changing needs, and staff demonstrated their nimbleness and adaptability to changing circumstances. I want to take this opportunity to thank the nearly 245 staff across the 5-county region for their continued resilience, collaboration, and can-do-itness. You know, I was looking at your vision and your mission statements up on the wall, and I just want to point out that in this packet on the third or fourth page, our mission is welcoming everyone to a vibrant, the same word, vibrant world of possibilities, connecting people, places, and ideas, and evolving to meet the needs of our communities. And our vision, libraries connecting to our communities, and we value access for all, working together, diverse communities and ideas, and responsible use of public resources. The people spoke in 2019, in the fall of 2019. They wanted us to focus for our 2020 to 2024 strategic direction on local communities and increasing the library's presence in underserved communities, partnering with agencies to support diverse communities and a strong focus on equity, diversity, and inclusion, and empowering children from birth to 5, clarifying what they need and how to provide for those needs. So I want to start first with the highlights for Thurston County in 2022. We opened our 29th library in 2022, the Hawks Prairie Timberland Library. It is a lucky day demonstration library. So what does that mean? It means it's your lucky day because you don't have to wait for a best-selling item. And the item could be for somebody of anyone of any age. And it's a demonstration library because we're demonstrating to our board, to our staff, to the public, that it's very much needed in the Hawks Prairie region. We have had a footprint in Hawks Prairie for like 10 or 20 years in different capacities. We were partnering with SPSCC for a while. Then we had a kiosk in a coffee place, and then right before the pandemic, that closed down. And we've been looking and looking and looking. And so finally, right now, we are renting space for 3 years as a demonstration. And so we're very excited, and it's being very well used. And Holly, I think it's also open on Sundays now. Yes, can you give me a thumbs up? Is it? Yes, open on Sundays as well. So it's basically one of 3 libraries that is open on Sundays. That is Hawks Prairie, West Olympia, and beginning May 1st, Shelton. So in terms of collection usage, this is interesting because what I'm about to share with you is basically like an overview, well, basically a reflection of the entire country. So in terms of collection usage for Thurston County residents in 2022, there was a 24% increase in physical checkouts from 21 to 22. So that's a 24% increase. Overdrive, which is downloadable ebooks, e-audiobooks, and access to over 4,000 e-magazines, increased by 11% from 21 to 2022. What's interesting is that you look at the long term, you look at the 2018, and the 2018 physical checkouts was just a little over 2 million. Last year, the physical checkouts were 1.5, approximately, right? So still lower than 2018. However, what we see is the flip for ebooks, e-audiobooks, and e-magazines, because in 2018, the Thurston County residents had checked out in 2018, basically 517,000, right? But last year it was 980,000. So that trend of physical checkouts slightly going down, and then the trend of downloadables going up is a reflection of many public libraries across the nation. In 2020, I wanted to mention that we had between 2016 and 2022 active patrons. The number is 191,262, and that's out of 300,500 people. So I wanted to mention that. And then, so here are the highlights now for all the 5 counties in 2022. There was a 12% increase in new library open hours at the 29 libraries. There was a return to in-person summer library program. There was, in the fall, in-person story times resumed. We introduced something called Grow a Reader, which is an early literacy activity for ages birth to 6 and their caregivers, where the caregiver can track the child's favorite books as the child grows older. We introduced iPads for in-library use at all libraries so that people can use them to access our digital resources while in the library. They can access magazines and books and all sorts of things. We expanded the library of things to include new stargazing kits, new kitchen tools to check out, new plankton kits to check out from the Pacific Shellfish Institute. They had heard one of our staff at Olympia give a presentation about the library, and they said, whoa, we got to partner with you. And then they gave us these plankton toolkits with microscopes and whatnot, and they wanted it at the Olympia Library to be able to walk down to the water and look at all that. So now they're seeking additional funding for workshops in our libraries to explain the work that they do around that. And then we also added additional fishing kits with an adult fishing kit and a little tiny children's fishing rod, and then we also added additional checkout Washington kits. We got free Discover passes from the Washington State Park Foundation to do that. We expanded access hours. So I believe I've spoken to you about this in the past. I will just briefly state that this is a program to give access to residents beyond the time the library is open. So if you are a library card holder in good standing with Timberland, then you can access, if you're 18 and over, you can request a key card that would allow you access to the following libraries beyond the time the staff are there. So the libraries for this service include Hoodsport, Packwood, Nacelle, Ocean Park, McCleary, and most recently, Elma. We are working on Tenino. Tenino should be up and running sometime this year. So what does that mean? You're 18 and over, you can bring in your children, you cannot bring in your friends, you cannot bring in your children's friends, but you can bring in your own children. You can apply for jobs when the staff are not there. You can do run your business, if you need access to the internet. If you're a teacher, you can pick up your materials for your class. People love expanded access hours. We know how many people are coming through the door in those hours. So that's 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. daily, including Sundays, including holidays. So when we did this pilot in 19 at the McCleary Timberland Library, we went from 27 staffed hours a week to 91 hours a week of access for people. During that year, we had over 405 people sign up for that service. Half of them came from the city of McCleary, half of them came from everywhere else. And they said, when can we have it in our community? And so there will be, at this point, only one library in Thurston County that will have that service, and that will be in Tenino. And your key card is good at all the libraries that I just mentioned. So that's expanded access hours. Most recently, we started late last year and we just finished it, we refreshed the McCleary Timberland Library. And for our listeners here today, your Timberland Library card is good at any one of the 29 libraries. We issued 5,423 new library cards during Library Card Sign-Up Month in September. And during this month, we provided 6 new library card designs, which should be in the annual report right over here. Those are the designs. For the summer library program, we had close to, we had 9,603 people attend 652 programs. We distributed a little bit over 11,000 books, and people got to walk along 15 story trails, which people love, especially these story trails during the pandemic, and they're deconstructed picture books that are along a trail in partnership with ports and cities and hospitals and all sorts of different agencies. Also, in 2022, we welcomed 53,408 new patrons and 12,001 new Overdrive patrons. We also hit a pretty big landmark for us, 1 million checkouts from Overdrive, which is the online platform for downloading ebooks and so on. And so we made it into a big article, which was very exciting for us. We answered 3,443 emails from the public. We live chatted 7,042 times in 2022, and we created what's called 239 grab bags. So you come into the library, you go, you love X author, and then the staff are gonna go grab a bag of books that are similar to that author. I wanna go back to live chat for a moment. This is where Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, we have staff who are on the website, 2 people per hour behind that little pop-up window. And so you have any question about anything today or anything in your work life, anything in your private life, personal life that you want answers to, access to information, you can, have a live chat in real time with the staff person. Okay, so now for some of the highlights in 2023. The West Olympia Timberland Library just doubled in size, and it went from 1,200 to 2,500 square feet. The grand reopening is Saturday, May 6th, sometime between 9 and noon. So we're very excited about that, and it's at Capitol Mall, and it's next to Total Wine. Although,
What's the date again for that?
May 6th.
Will
9
you
to
send us
noon.
an invitation for that?
Totally. And again, the West Olympia Timberland Library is another 2-year lease. It was initially a 2-year initial lease. Our partner is the City of Olympia on this. What we see is that we see people coming from all the counties going to the mall. And people are very surprised that there's a public library in the mall, and it's also a Lucky Day demonstration library like the Hawks Prairie one. So it doesn't have a deep collection like the downtown library, it's a Lucky Day demonstration. Wanted to mention that we purchased 1 acre of land in Randall for a new library in East Lewis County. We're working on the design right now after community input. We have been leasing that, another building for 10, 20 years, and so we're very excited about that. Starting this week sometime, the Salcombe Timberland Library that used to be a gas station, this is on Highway 12 in Lewis County, and we're working with Energy Northwest, and they're installing 2 electric vehicle charging stations. Beginning April 1, we are refreshing the Owako Library, and we're adding expanded access technology to that library. All libraries continue to be connection sites in the WorkSource system. And the consortium that oversees Pac Mountain has appointed me twice for 2 3-year terms to be a Pac Mountain board member. And I know that I'm a little bit over that 6-year period because of COVID. And so I know that William is working on that. And so I wanted you to know that I have been the lead of the One Stop Committee that oversees WorkSource as a PAC Mountain board member. So we're talking strategy since for about 5 or 6 years now. There's been a lot of change with WorkSource. WorkSource pivoted last summer to partnering more deeply with their community partners and then going out and offering deeper wraparound services to the job seeker and also to the small business owner. So we're very excited about our partnership. And again, all 29 libraries are connection sites in the WorkSource system. Okay. Also working with Child Care Action Council, Lewis County United Way, Grace Harbor United Way on the Dolly Parton Imagination Library. And this is focusing on children birth to 5, where children, after their guardian has signed them up for the program, they receive a free book on a monthly basis until they turn the age of 5. That is 60 books if you start right at the beginning. And these are approved books by the Dolly Parton Foundation. And there's an approved list. So if you're interested in the approved list, I can certainly forward it to you. I know it's a very strong focus on diversity. I know there's a very strong focus with more bilingual books coming up in English and in Spanish because California signed up all their children. And so there's a big need right now for additional titles that are bilingual. So we're very excited. We know that there's about 29,000 birth to 5 children in the region. And at the beginning of March, only 1/6 of them were signed up. And we know the needle has moved forward because as of a couple of weeks ago, we had about, close to 1,500 more kids sign up between Mason and Thurston County. So this is not our program. However, we're really pushing it out because this, of course, dovetails really well with our Birth to 5 initiative. And of course, we all know that early literacy like this and pre-kindergarten readiness is really important moving forward for the child. And so these are our future workers in our region, and so we're just a big advocate of this program.
Can you give us a little bit more information? Is there like a sheet? Maybe you can send it to us via email, and we're happy to get it out.
Yes.
Because I think that's great. I mean, I have a 3-year-old and I didn't know about this.
Yes.
And she loves to read, right? And
Yes.
so it's like, oh, okay.
I will send we wrote a news release, and it's also in our most recent newsletter that goes out to close to 90,000 people. So I'll send both links. They both live on our website. We keep everything on our website, basically. So, but I'll send you the links to that. So that's Dolly Parton Imagination Library, and it's here to stay. Like all counties in this state now have, we're all working together now on moving the needle forward for birth to 5 children in the entire state. So it's very exciting to be able to be a part of that. Wanted to share with the commissioners that I'm part of or not me personally, but Timberland Regional Library is part of every broadband action team in the 5-county region. I just gave a presentation to the Thurston BAT last week. And right now there's a focus with the BAT on digital equity. And of course that is, Timberland Regional Library is the poster child for digital equity. We've been doing this work since the late 90s when the internet came on board. Obviously we have a wide array of services that are all geared towards equity. And I wanted to mention that we are working with Dustin Loop from the Washington State University on submitting one digital equity document, a point in time of where we are for each of the 5 counties. And that has to be ready by June 14th because that goes to the state, and then the state has to submit it to the federal government sometime in August. And so we're working towards that. It also helps us because we're looking at the next strategic direction and planning for that next year for 2025 to 2029. So it gives us like a point in time of where we are in digital equity, which is incredibly powerful. And then, what can we do in terms of helping the whole region move forward with digital equity as we move forward in time. And then we are putting on for the first time ever, a virtual event that will be 5 county-wide. It is called Moving Forward Together, Mental Health in the Capital Region, which also includes social and emotional behavioral health, and an opportunity for the general public to learn about mental and social emotional health services, and then opportunities for STEM education and family wage jobs. This will be held May 25th, which is a Thursday, from 9 a.m. to noon. The public is invited. Up to 1,000 people will be able to attend. We will be recording the event, and our keynote speaker is Commissioner Mejia, so thank you very much. And this is presented by Timberland Regional Library and the Capital STEM Alliance. So more information coming in our newsletter that goes out mid-month, next month. More information will be coming too, because we will have a landing page at trl.org that will give an overview of all the speakers we have, because we will have 6 breakout sessions focusing on family wraparound services, and then workforce wraparound services, and then Hispanic wraparound services, and then I'm trying to think of all the 6 breakout sessions right now, but there's a lot of different breakout sessions. And so we see this doing this twice a year. We don't know what the focus will be in November. I always thought that there was a need for the whole region to come together to talk about human services. And so this is our first opportunity to do this. We're very excited. So as always, I would like to end on a quote that is relevant to the times that we are living in. Libraries will get you through times of no money. Better than money will get you through times of no libraries. Thank you. Thank you for this opportunity. Do you have any questions?
Thank you. Commissioner Edwards, do you have any questions, sir?
You know, I don't have I don't have any questions, but I'd just like to comment that you know, we don't always get all positive information when we get briefings. And boy, I can tell you, that was a good positive briefing. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So can I ask about, so looking at my phone, I've got a Overdrive app,
Yes.
I've got a Libby app,
Yes.
and I've got a TRL mobile app.
Awesome.
So if I want to search for digital, because I'm a compulsive book buyer, so I don't often read like ebooks and stuff, but I did. Where's the right place to go?
For the ebooks, go to Libby. Libby is the app for
How you
Overdrive.
spell that?
Libby. And Libby is the daughter of the founder. He wanted to name the app after her. So Libby is attached to Overdrive. Overdrive is the name of the company where
Do I
we
need
subscribe
both
to.
of those apps?
You don't.
I can get rid of Overdrive app? and
I
keep
think you
Libby?
can.
Okay.
Unless Holly or someone wants to chime in, but my understanding is can we give a thumbs up? Yeah, thumbs up. Libby app is great.
Okay, yeah, because I had a book on hold and I put it on hold. It's January 7th. This is just first time I've done this, so I'm really curious about it. And then there was like 1 million people waiting for this book. And then it was telling me if I click the right place, it tells me where I am in line.
Yes.
And it gives you an estimate of when you're gonna get it.
Yes.
So now I'm up to 3rd in line. I started at 23rd in line,
Is this an ebook or a regular book?
ebook.
Okay.
And there are 9 people waiting, and there's 4 copies, 2 people per copy, and it says it'll be about 2 more weeks.
That's awesome, like you said.
That's
Actually
good.
tell you.
That's all from the Libby app.
Right. And Libby, so this is something, we're so vast that I continue to learn things even, in the position I'm in, and for how long I've been with Timberland, I'm still learning things. So the Libby app, so we have reciprocal borrowing agreements with other public libraries in the state. We also have a library card policy that states that wherever you live in the state of Washington, if you are paying library taxes to a library system, you can get a free library card with us. And in addition to that, we have these reciprocal borrowing agreements with a plethora of public libraries up and down throughout the state. So what that means is you could physically go into the Pierce County Library.
Hey, Commissioner Edwards, you may want to mute yourself. We can hear your background.
Okay, thank you.
You can go into any of the Pierce County libraries, any of the King County, any of the Seattle Public, any of the Fort Vancouver, show your Timberland card, get their card. You can add their card when you get for yourself onto the Libby app. And then that way, you've just opened up your whole world to 4 to 5 more public library systems that in some cases have more money than we do, and then have a deeper online collection than we do, especially King County and Seattle Public. So I've just opened up your whole world for you in terms of accessing information. You also have access to 4,000 e-magazines on that Libby app, from magazines all over the country, all over the world, in multiple languages. We also have another app that you didn't mention, which is called Canopy, Canopy with a K. They started off with being in academic libraries, and now they're in public libraries too. So this is like Netflix, like an educational Netflix, right? Or an educational movie streaming service. And so there's over 30,000 documentaries, world cinema, and other types of titles for children too, multiple languages, multiple subtitles. I mean, I'm always listening to movies in the original language so I can learn different languages. So Canopy with a K, there's an app for that. You'll get weekly updates of what's coming and going. So I just wanted to mention that app as well. This is your library in real time.
I'm very excited about the mall opening extended hours. That's where my daughter, my oldest, opened up, got her library card, which was very exciting. And I love the location because it's right in front of like where the Chuck E. Cheese is and like all the little rides are. And so it was great to be like, there's a library right there. Why don't we divert? And so
Just part of the fun.
it was part of the fun, right? Just
Yes.
diverting it to the library instead. So it's pretty exciting. I mean, yeah, it's pretty great to hear about all the awesome things that you're doing. I'm really excited about the Canopy app.
It's amazing.
And seeing kind of what is available out there, and really interested in the Dolly Parton imagination. I think that's definitely a resource that, you know, I just, my wheels were turning and I was like, you know, we have a maternal and nurse partnership, and I was like, well, maybe that's something where we can sign up, you know, as our nurses are out there with new moms and signing up the kids and having this wonderful resource of getting books. I think books are such a wonderful thing. So yeah, no, just great work.
Thank you. I want to mention that back to Canopy for a moment. It's 8 checkouts per month per library card, because we have to pay per view, I believe, and so it's just expensive, and but if you have multiple library cards in your home, that's still like 8 times however many library cards you have in your home. The other thing about West Olympia that I want to mention is that we doubled the size to create a larger young children's area, and it will be the showcase for smaller libraries in our system to showcase the newest toys for children, right? So we're very excited about that. And then the Dolly Parton, what you were just mentioning with the nurse program, it would be awesome if we could also include some information about library cards as well, because Dolly Parton is not part of our system, so it's not signing the child up for a library card. However, that would be a
There's
cool.
a hand up right up. Holly.
Cheryl, this is Holly. I just wanted to share that we're actually already doing that out of Lacey, our Books for Babies program that's run in partnership with our nonprofit Friends Group. We are sending out, and that's with Thurston County Health and Human Services, nurse practitioners and visits for new moms. We are sending out the registration forms and all of the information in both English and Spanish for the Dolly Parton Imagine Library, along with the free book that the Friends provide and the information about Timberland as part of our new package. So great minds.
Yeah, awesome. Okay, well, you're already on
But
top
there,
of
you
it.
know,
That's great.
there's so much to keep up with. Thank you, Holly. That's great news.
So I think you answered one of my questions, what will be the app to download ebooks? Is the Libby, but also discouraged that you have to be in the queue for some of the high-rated books. 'Cause I was
Yes.
hoping to download one for this upcoming trip, or maybe 2. So we'll see. I'll try that tonight.
There's a lot.
The book that I was looking for is like just got made into a movie, that's why.
Okay, so I'll give it a shot, because I was wondering, because I downloaded the Timberland app, I couldn't find a way to download ebooks, but, so this will complement that, so
Yes.
I'll give it a shot this afternoon.
Yes.
Now, related to digital equity, and I appreciate you bringing this up. we partnered with the EDC, and the EDC is going to embark on a study. They just received a grant, I believe, for 40,000 to do a digital equity study in the county. Are you familiar with that? Maybe you can probably be a resource.
I can be your resource. Michael Cade was part of, had attended the Thurston Bat last week when I gave the presentation, and I'm only aware that I thought the Nisqually Indian tribe got funds for digital training, like navigation training for the public, and they gave the funds to the chamber and then the chamber's working with our resources to help the public, and we're having a deeper discussion about that with the Nisqually Indian tribe and the chamber tomorrow.
Okay.
But I'm not aware of the study. However, we just did, like I said, that point in time of digital
right.
equity. We're going to not only submit it to Washington State University, but we're gonna put it up on our website so that anybody could see it and I can share it out. So I'll send it to Michael when
Yeah,
it's done.
if you don't mind, I could probably send Jenica Machado to get in touch with you. I think she was facilitating the EDC getting the grant.
Yes, and we were just about ready to upload the document this week, like 2 days ago, and then we met again with Dustin last night, and it's like, we need to still add more things, right? Because he wants us to mention for the digital trainings that we offer through LinkedIn Learning Library and Universal Class and other types of online digital training resources that we have, he wants us to mention the languages that are available as well, not just mentioning that. And so there are many, I didn't know this, there are many different languages available, for example, on LinkedIn Learning Library, which the state library pays a subscription to for all public libraries in the state. So what Dustin wants to see is every single language that it's in, because the deeper we all know what we all have, the more we can assess it and the more we can work forward to work together moving forward.
Can I ask you to repeat what you said about the, how you would go about connecting to Pierce County, for example?
Yes.
There. So what would be the steps for us, for one of your
For any patron,
patrons?
yeah.
That's the word I-
So you need to have a Timberland Regional Library card with us.
Yeah.
You need to physically go into that system's library. So you have to walk into a Seattle Public Library, you have to walk into a King County Library, Pierce County Library, Fort Vancouver, Spokane County Library. And there's more, I mean, I'm just mentioning a few right now, because they're closest to us. So you go into any one of those libraries, you show your Timberland card and you say, I would like a library card from your system, and it will be free. They will give you a library card from their system, then you take that number and you put it into your Libby app where it says add numbers under your own number, and then you could have 5 library cards and you're accessing King County, you're accessing Seattle Public, you're accessing Fort Vancouver.
Which
In
for
addition-
digital material, like.
Yes.
It's like,
Oh, so for example, King County Library System, they're one county, they're 50 or 49 or 50 libraries. The last time I looked, their budget was 130 million, right? Or something like that, right? Our projected revenue this year is 26.4 million. We spend 4 million a year on content that's both physical and online. We're not spending as much as King County is. They're spending a lot more, so they have deeper resources. One of the other things that you touched upon is digital rights management. When you said you have to wait in line, and everybody would think in this day and age, all of us could be reading the same book at the same time digitally, but there's rights around that. And public libraries spend more per copy, digital copy, than you going on Amazon and downloading an ebook and buying it for $15. We're paying $100 for that. And depending on the publisher, they will state that you can only check out 200 checkouts for that whole licensing period. And I'm making that 200 up, but I'm just painting the picture for you. So there are times that Libby and Overdrive offer, let's all read this book together, right? And so that's typically, and the staff online could help me with this because I don't know the particulars. I think it's a monthly basis where they open up several titles at a time to say, okay, everybody can read that together, which is really helpful for schools, right? So just wanted to put that out there.
Cheryl, there's also Oh, I'm so sorry.
I'm just gonna say, as a musician that's received a few pennies from Spotify, I support the
Yes.
concept that artists should be supported and.
Yes.
That's
That's
Well, at
exactly
least you're
it.
making money. Spotify, yeah.
Holly?
Just wanted to share that in addition to the book club and reading together titles that Cheryl mentioned, several of the, and this may have been the same collection, but if you go into the Libby app and as one of your search parameters, just click always available, that will bring up books that are immediately available for checkout for you.
Got that, Ramiro?
Save a little time.
Always available.
Always available.
Yes. It's an incredible service, I want to end also on a very happy note for us. We got a clean financial audit for 2019, 2020, and 2021. And our money, yes, it's a big deal for us. Our money resides with the Thurston County Treasurer. All funds from the other counties go into the Thurston County Treasurer. We thank you for that because you don't charge us for that, I understand. And we also benefit from having our funds here because the treasurer invests those funds, right, with other government. And so we see that on our revenue stream. That's about $15,000 a month in terms of interest, and every penny counts in this day and age. So thank you very much for the service.
Yeah, I appreciate that acknowledgement. Yeah, thank you.
And the treasurer does a great job in investing the funds and making sure that.
Totally.
Finance committee's on
Yeah,
it.
the chair is part of the finance committee. They look at always the opportunities to invest wisely.
Okay. Commissioner Edwards?
As we're winding down, I think the public is missing out on Cheryl's presentation. And although it's audio,
It's recorded.
I know it's recorded, but she does such a good, energetic job. And you pick up a certain amount rather than just hearing the audio by watching the enthusiasm. And I really do think that on these type of briefings, and we don't have it set up that way, but what would it take to,
No, on the live stream, we have those cameras,
Right at me?
is that
Yeah.
Yeah.
what I never see it? Is that it?
So what you see is just the Zoom screen, but the live stream, those cameras that you
Camera
see,
right there, yeah.
they actually
Public is
focus
seeing
on her.
different than we're seeing.
Yeah.
So the
Okay,
live stream, it covers,
great. I just think that
yeah.
such a good job that it should be visualized besides the audio part of it, because you do bring such enthusiasm. to
So
it.
for those participating in Zoom is what we see on the Zoom screen.
Okay, great.
But for the audience, they see the larger context. Yeah.
Super job.
Thank you. And this is like 10 years of public speaking, right? And how, like, an infomercial, like 30 seconds, to kind of get people's attention. But also, this is the first time I've been to, a work session in the position I'm in, representing Timberland Regional Library. I've been in other work sessions with you and with previous county commissioners around Pack Mountain. So this is a really great opportunity because typically I do come at the 2:00 meetings and I have maybe 10, 15 minutes. This is almost 45 minutes, 50 minutes. And so we can do a deeper dive into these types of conversations, which I really appreciate.
I can get my app sorted out.
Yeah,
and-
yeah. Yes.
Okay, well, it is 9:57. Thank you all for coming and we are adjourned.
Thank you.
I'm gonna text my daughter right now. She's gonna.